Welcome to the channel, it's Kay, and it is that time of year to hold another one of my Destash Trials and do a little bit of spring cleaning around here, as much as it pains me in my soul because I have a small little stash, and so thinking of even destashing just one of my nail polishes is kind of, a difficult thing for me. It's a challenge. So I was able to set aside a few of my polishes that I honestly don't even remember what my first impression of them was, because I maybe did that a long time ago, or maybe I'm just unsure of them. So this is their second and last chance to possibly maybe claim a spot in one of my nail polish towers. So with that said and out of the way, Señorita Laura, call him in. ¿Qué pasa, el desgraciado? Seal the Deal by Morgan Taylor. Please rise. The Swatch Sesh Court Nail Polish Division is now in session, and the first case is K the Stephanie versus Seal the Deal, which is summoned today for causing a confusion that's lasted about 4 years, and we'll circle back to that. But first, what we have here is a burgundy leaning base that is nicely fed with what I think are copper shimmers that are scattered throughout, and I'm also seeing some purple and even some blue sparkles as well, especially when it's in that direct lighting. Now the formula is great. I've never had any issues with Morgan Taylor's formulas. This one specifically is super opaque, but it does need at least a second coat. Now my problem with this polish is that it's got some brownish tones that I'm not really digging too much. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it's brown or burgundy, and I think, actually I know, I can find a better version of this polish that doesn't leave me wondering if I like it or not. Therefore, I thank Seal the Deal for making it here today, but I am going to sentence it to the bin without the possibility of parole. Fairy Fountain by Ice Cream Nails. It actually hurts me a little bit to have to summon Fairy Fountain, but I was obligated to simply because I think I've fallen out of love with this polish. I last wore this one as a full manicure over a year ago, and I wasn't really vibing with it as much as I thought I would. By the way, you'll notice a lot of cuts in this swatch because I'm having to constantly dip back for more polish, but heads up, I am aiming for a total of 3 coats. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think that this is a beautiful color and finish. You guys know I love flakies and jellies and vibrant colors, but Fairy Fountain is just not doing it for me the way that I would want it to, if that makes any sense. It really sucks because it catches the light beautifully. I mean, that name is really fitting. It definitely looks like magical fairy water or something, but all things considered, I do feel like I want to give this one another chance. So the sentence is as follows. Fairy Fountain will be on 1 year of probation, in which I'll have to make up my mind on whether or not this is actually a keeper. Willow in the Wind by Essie. I remember buying this polish. I purchased it in a pharmacy several years ago, and at the time I wanted this exact shade of green, but I really don't think I ever even used it. So Willow in the Wind is summoned to the court for its final swatch, at least on this nail. For being a creme that is not neon or thermal, it's just not a color that I have been into in so many years, and honestly, I just feel like it's been laying around taking up space. Now what we have here is a green color with some yellow undertones. It is very saturated and very opaque. I do have to admit that There's something about this color that I do like. It's kind of giving fairy core vibes, but the truth of the matter is that throughout all these years, I have not thought of Willow in the Wind, not once. It's been completely forgotten because I just have so many other polishes in my stash that are a lot more funky and fun, and it kind of just seems like those are the ones that I look for when I'm changing my mani. Therefore, I appreciate Willow in the Wind showing up today to the court with its beautiful opacity, but I am sentencing it to the bin without the possibility of parole. Lorelei by Loud Lacquer. Lorelei is summoned to the court today for being a finish that I am just not into. This one was my first ever Loud Lacquer purchase, and I do think I might have worn this one as a manicure once. So Lorelei is a purple metallic shade that reminds me of a pearlescent finish because it leaves behind those bristle marks from the brush strokes. Now, I don't really mind that at all. What I don't really like is that silvery or white glazy sheen that these types of finishes have. And when it comes to that purple tone, it's very cool. It's leaning towards the blue end of the spectrum. It's kind of like a serene type of purple. I can't deny this polish is actually really pretty. It's nice, it's beautiful, but on another person, I just don't see myself ever reaching for this one, again, because I have so many polishes that represent me a lot better. Therefore, after swatching this polish again for the first time after I think almost like 2 years, I am going to sentence Lorelei to the bin without the possibility of parole. Delirium by Penelope Luz. Okay, so before you ask why in the world I would call this polish into trial, let me explain. I was completely disappointed when I received this one because, in my opinion, it didn't look like the swatch picture on the website where I purchased it from. I still swatched it on a stick, hoping to get more of what I saw on the website, but that didn't happen, and I was really bummed out. This was probably one of my biggest letdowns because I was really excited to get this one, so I just threw it in the bin without appreciating it for what it was, because this polish is drowning with so much fun stuff that I would normally totally go for. It's got hollow and magenta glitters in a black base. This is definitely, without a doubt, a me type of polish. So I feel like this is enough evidence to prove that Delirium has actually committed no crimes and is found not guilty. Now, I understand the anguish that this has brought onto Delirium, so I'll try to make up for it by using it as one of my next manicures. Dancing Queen by Orly. Even nail seasonings aren't safe from these trials. Dancing Queen has made her way into the court today and is guilty of its color palette. So what we have here is a clear base filled with hex glitters of various sizes and colors like light blue, purple, and also green. Now throughout that base, we also have a really nice amount of tiny hollow glitter particles. One thing that I've come to adore about Orly nail seasonings is that they tend to have that dusting of hollow glitter, which elevates the polish in just the right way. Now, when it comes to application, it does require some dabbing and placement, but the elements are pretty easy to accommodate. However, Dancing Queen was summoned because, unfortunately, I am no longer enjoying this predominantly light blue color that dominates the nail. I almost can't even see the purple elements. So after giving Dancing Queen a chance to impress, my sentence is as follows: Dancing Queen is sentenced to the bin without the possibility of parole. TLDL, the court is now adjourned. Here is the conclusion of today's Destash trials. We have 4 polishes that are now officially destashed, 1 on a 1-year probation status, and 1 other is found not guilty. What are your thoughts on these sentences? Would you have decided differently? We can chat about it in the comments, so let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for witnessing these 2025 trials. I'll see you next week in a new video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.